As Steeler Nation looks ahead to Sunday night's game against the LA Chargers, we're taking a look back in today's Pittsburgh history today to a time when our area hosted the very first professional football game in American history. Here to tell us the story is Heinz History Center President and CEO Andy Masek. Good morning.
Good morning.
I don't think that many people, maybe I'm wrong about this, know that Pittsburgh was home to one of the first games, or the first game.
Pittsburghers consider themselves pretty football savvy.
Right.
You know, we're a sports city. But how many know that professional football really started in Pittsburgh?
I did not know that.
It was 1892. It was 126 years ago. It was this month. It was November, a cold day, snowy, really very much as it is today. 3,000 people turned out in Recreation Park, it's a few blocks north of Heinz Field today. Mm-hmm. And there's a marker today that commemorates this game between the Allegheny Athletic Association and the Pittsburgh Athletic Club. Now, these were amateur groups, but...
And here's the park.
That's the park. I know that's hard to see. That's a cyanotype. It's like blueprint photography, and it's taken from a hill overlooking the north side, which was then called Allegheny City. And you can see an observatory in the right foreground there. They actually used the telescope from the observatory to watch the game in the park, which is kind of in the middle ground of that photograph. Wow. That's the only known photograph of Recreation Park.
And so tell us a little bit more about Pudge.
Pudge Heffelfinger.
Heffelfinger
is important because I think we've got a picture of him too. He was 6 feet 3 inches
Look at
tall.
Him
he was 220
like
pounds, but he was fast and he was tough. He brought a kind of athleticism to football that really hadn't been seen before. And he was considered the best football player in the country. He was an All-American guard at Yale. And the Allegheny Athletic Association here in Pittsburgh was determined to beat their arch rivals, the Pittsburgh Athletic Club. So they didn't tell anybody, but they paid Pudge Heffelfinger $500 to help them beat the Pittsburgh Athletic Club. And it was a tough match. When Pudge walked out onto the field and the Allegheny Athletic Association guys saw him, they say, wait a second, this isn't fair. He's a ringer. But both teams had ringers. And so it was a tough brawl of a game. The Allegheny Athletic Association won it 4-0 on a touchdown by Pudge Heffelfinger. And in those days, 1892, a touchdown was worth 4 points.
I was going to say scoring was a little different.
It was a lot different. And the game really changed with Pudge Heffelfinger. He brought that athleticism, the idea of the pulling guard, you know, these sweeps in which the guards would pull. All the kind of blocking that we do today really originated in about 1892 with Pudge Heffelfinger at Recreation Park.
Right here.
Right here.
In Pittsburgh. Very cool stuff.
But our football history doesn't end there.
No, not at all.
Because 40 years later, Art Rooney, the chief, buys the Pittsburgh Steelers. You know, it's 1933 is their first season. He buys it in 1932, and they're called the Lovable Losers for 40 years. They can't win anything.
It's like the Cleveland Browns.
What, worse. That's how bad it was. So then in 1972, a young rookie named Franco Harris comes to the Pittsburgh Steelers. He's he's big. He's as big as Pudge Heffelfinger. Actually, they're exactly the same size. And he brings them to their first divisional playoff game, and they beat the Oakland Raiders. And you know the famous play, probably the most famous play in NFL history.
The one that's at the airport.
The Immaculate Reception, the one that's at the airport. So Terry Bradshaw, in the final seconds of the game in 1972, he fires this shot at Frenchie Fuqua. Jack Lambert of the Raiders slams into Fuqua. The ball goes caroming off, and then out of nowhere comes Franco Harris. He makes a shoestring catch, runs it in for a touchdown, and that turns around the fortunes of the Pittsburgh Steelers. And they become the greatest football franchise in history.
So we have a lot of history here in the city, and you guys will kind of pay homage to that. This Friday, a new exhibit opens, so tell us about it.
You got to come to the Western Pennsylvania Sports Museum, which is a museum within a museum at the History Center. Alba and Thomas Tull have loaned their fabulous collection of football jerseys, all worn by Hall of Famers from Pittsburgh, like Jack Ham. You'll see Franco Harris,
Mel Blount,
Rod Woodson.
Great stuff.
You know, Rod Woodson had more fumble recoveries for touchdowns than anyone in NFL history, and he's kind of like the Pudge Heffelfinger of the modern era.
Well, it's definitely going to be an exhibit worth seeing. Thanks so much for joining us,
You bet.
Andy. And look for the opening of the new Steelers jersey display at the Western PA Sports Museum at the Heinz History Center this Friday. And remember to keep watching for more Pittsburgh history today here on PTL when Heinz History Center Senator President and CEO Andy Masich joins us as a regular guest.